I am Christy-Faith. It's so good to see you tonight. Hello. Welcome. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. We are getting everything set up to be on all the platforms tonight. We are on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Yay. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Hi. Can you hear me okay, TikTok? I'm curious if you can, because we can always bring it down. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. I am Christy-Faith. I'm here to answer any and all of your educational questions about your kids. I have been teaching kids and teaching teachers for over 20 years. I have read thousands of IEPs. I am now a homeschool advocate. I have a book coming out called Homeschool Rising. But if you are here tonight and your kid is struggling in the system, I can still help you. I might talk you into homeschooling, but I can still help you. And I do realize that not everyone can homeschool. Not everyone should homeschool, but it truly is an absolute gift for so many families. TikTok, can you verify that you can hear me okay? Because I feel like the speaker might be covered. And I think I can move. Scott, I can't see myself on Yellow Duck. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to. There we go. Hi, everybody. Okay, now I can tell if I'm centered or not. Welcome. Hey, Scott, could you turn that fan on for me? Welcome, everybody. Come on in. I'm so happy to be here tonight. I would love to hear any and all of your questions. I am Christy-Faith, author of Homeschool Rising. If you haven't bought that book yet, you should. It talks about why homeschool is the fastest growing form of school choice in America today, why the schools are failing, why parents are fed up, and it gives you hope, and it tells you how and why to do this amazing thing called homeschooling, to connect with your kids or reconnect with your kids, to live a more peaceful life. And I am so excited to share that book with you. If you haven't gotten it, please order it on pre-order. You'll get it in about a month. It's coming out, but pre-orders are really important. TikTok, can you let me know if you guys can hear me? I want to make sure that you do. We are on all of the platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. I'm sure we have Thrive members in tonight's live as well. Let me take a quick sip of water. Please ask me your questions. I want to know where you're from. I want to know if you are currently homeschooling or considering homeschooling. Either way, I want to know where you're from, how many kids you have. I am here tonight to answer any questions you have, whether you are considering homeschooling and you have some reservations and are scared, whether you are currently homeschooling and you're hitting some roadblocks or bumps. If you have any kids here who may have special needs, whether diagnosed or not, or you have suspicions, now is the time to ask your questions. Struggling with motivation, please come in. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how we can build our families through homeschooling, and I can help you also a little bit with navigating the schools themselves. So come on in. I'm so excited that you're here tonight. I have a book coming out called Homeschool Rising, Shattering Myths, Finding Courage, and Opting Out of the School System. And a lot of people ask me, is my book for new homeschoolers or the homeschool curious? And actually, my book is written for several audiences. Number one, because of my background and what I used to do for a living and how I deconstructed, and now I am just hook, line, and sinker a believer in homeschooling. I really wanted this book to be something that you could hand your pediatrician, your speech therapist, anybody who deals with and works with children who may not be informed as to what an amazing school choice this can be. This is a great book for them. If you have been homeschooling over a decade, this is a great book for you. It will help you shore up how to answer people's questions about homeschooling. It will also help you know in your heart that you are enough, that you're not going to mess up your kids, and that you're going to be more than fine. You're going to be amazing. It's also for a brand new homeschooler, or the homeschool curious is what I like to say. Homeschool curious are those parents out there who are like, oh, that sounds really good, but isn't that for religious wackos? Or, oh, that sounds really great, but how do you socialize your kid? This book is for you guys as well. It answers all of your questions. It busts myths, and I think that you will absolutely love it. My launch team has already got, in Thrive at least, not the main launch team, but the launch team in Thrive has already gotten their hands on it, and the feedback is pretty amazing. I'd love to know, are you on there, Scott?
I am.
You are? Are there any questions yet?
Current homeschooler. We're in New Orleans. We are part of a classical hybrid.
Oh, I love it, a classical hybrid. I'd love to know more about your classical hybrid. Yeah, in the comments. Can TikTok hear me? Did they say if they could or not?
I'm pretty sure they can.
Okay. I want to make sure that TikTok can hear me. And let's see, what else could we talk about tonight? You can ask me any questions about homeschool socialization, about Thrive Homeschool Community and the type of things that we're doing in there. You can, if you have kids with special needs, I'd love to discuss and speak to your hearts tonight regarding that. So Scott is managing all the platforms and he's doing a great job. Do you need your readers, babe?
Probably. Couldn't hurt.
We discovered like a month ago that Scott needs readers, and he's like super hot wearing the readers. So the reason why Scott's always here on my lives, let me take a sip real quick.
Instagram, we have trouble.
We're having trouble on Instagram? Bummer.
Stupid Instagram.
Oh, Instagram. Oh, that's my lemon water from earlier today. That tastes so good. So the reason why Scott is always on my lives is because he's able to read the comments from 4 different platforms and then tell them to me or tell me the questions. You guys, I have 4 or 5, I don't know how many, really good freebies. I have a 5-minute homeschool style finder. Did you know there's 9 homeschooling styles? Yes, there are. There are different pedagogies. And what's so crazy is I came from this system. And when my eyes were opened to what homeschooling is and what homeschooling could be, I had no idea that there were different pedagogies, and that what takes place in all of the pretty much all of the public schools in our country and most of the private schools in our country would fall in one particular style, which may not work for all kids. And that is called the traditional style. There's nothing wrong with it, but it definitely is not a freedom of choice in terms of the style that you want to teach your kids in. There's 8 other styles, which is so awesome. And so if you are curious about, if you're feeling like the school system or maybe even the homeschool curriculum that you're using right now is not a fit for you, or like, oh, this just is too hard or doesn't feel right, or we're working too many hours, I want to encourage you to take my 5-minute, it's free, it's totally free, 5-minute homeschool style finder. And it will tell you, and people tell me it's really accurate, it will tell you what style resonates with you most. And I would love for you to come back into this live and tell me what style you came out as. That would be awesome. And then we can talk further about it. Yeah, Scott.
Antoinette said, I just listened to your podcast about Charlotte Mason.
Oh,
Absolutely loved it.
Oh, Antoinette. Yay! I know. That's a really great one. And we have to check with our editor to see if those shorts are ready. But I had a lot of fun with Julie Ross. Are you here tonight, Julie? I don't know if she is, but she is a Charlotte Mason expert, and we were able to take a pretty deep dive into what the Charlotte Mason style is. It is one of the 9 homeschooling styles. If you're curious about your style, once again, take my free 5-minute homeschool style finder. Do we have another question?
Yeah, Heather says, what style of homeschooling do you use?
Oh my goodness, Heather. So I am what you would categorize as eclectic, but I gotta say, so I'm a firm believer. I've yet to find, someone can prove me wrong. You absolutely can. But even if you consider yourself an eclectic homeschooler, most of us fall into a category. Like, we have a base that we come from. So I would definitely say that I come from a classical Charlotte Mason base. But I'm absolutely eclectic. I have some subjects that I completely teach in the traditional style. I have some subjects that I completely teach in the Charlotte Mason style. Some subjects that I am a really strong interest-led homeschool mama. And also, like, my kids learn Latin. So that would, if someone from the outside was looking in at Christy-Faith, they'd be like, oh, her kids learn Latin. She's a classical homeschooler. But not necessarily. So I categorize myself as an eclectic. Those who get to know me and thrive and hear me talk, they know that it's very multifaceted in terms of I kind of go subject by subject, but it's important to know what resonates with your heart, because the reason why, especially if you're newer, like within the first 5 years of homeschooling, it's important to know kind of where your heart is leaning, because it helps you eliminate curricula that you just have no interest in. Because if you're just to like type in, hey, I want to homeschool, what's a great curriculum? What's going to pop up are the companies that spend the most money on marketing. That's what's going to pop up. That may not be the right fit for you. It may not be within your style. And a lot of style finders that are on the internet where they say, take this quiz and find out what homeschool style you are. You'd be surprised how many of those quizzes are sponsored by curriculum companies. So you're gonna end up whatever their style is that they're selling. And so that's why I made mine, is I was like, no, I'm for the homeschool mom. I want to know, and this is what we do in Thrive, is I help you be you. I help you figure out. So when a mama says, hey, I just love unschooling. So I help you. I help you with the curricula options for unschooling. If you're like, oh my goodness, the Charlotte Mason style is amazing, but I'm secular. I help you. I help you figure that out. I lead you towards curricula options. So I think the reason why knowing your homeschool style is so vital is because there are so many. You can get choice overwhelm and just crippling overwhelm when you go and you start searching and you think that you're researching, but you're actually not. What's being fed to you are the companies that spend the most money on marketing. And so I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I want you to be you. I want you to figure out you, because that's when you're going to have the most peace. That's when your kids are going to be the happiest. That's when you're going to live this amazing homeschool life of a family life that you have curated. So that's my passion. It's really, truly, I live for this. So yes, another question.
We have Kendra and Purple Switch saying hello.
Oh, Kendra and Jen, hi. Let me take a sip of my lemon water.
Homeschool mama, trying to decide between a once-a-week hybrid school or a classical conversation group.
Okay. A once-a-week hybrid school or a classical conversations group. So I want to ask you, are you a classical homeschooler? So the first thing I'm going to ask you is go to my 5-minute homeschool style finder. I want you to take it. I'll be here for the next 50 minutes at least. Come back. Tell me what you came out as. And then I can help you. Yeah.
Nicole, I have a son who is 8 with expressive and receptive speech disability.
Okay.
We can't afford speech therapy twice a week, $175 a visit. I homeschool. Are there any ways you recommend I help him?
Yeah. So if you email me, there might be some speech therapy options. There also might be some testing options for the homeschool space. So I assume that you are in a state where you're not eligible. So your insurance, I want to make sure your insurance doesn't cover. Does your insurance not cover speech therapy? And then are you eligible through your state and through the public school system, because you are paying taxes? Are you eligible to get therapies through that? So, the thing about being a homeschooler is that there are options available to us, and then there are some times where we have to pay out of pocket for services, but there is someone that I have in mind that would, even if you don't pay for like ongoing, I just want you to email me. I want you to email me and say, hey, I was on your live and I had a question about speech therapy, and I'm going to direct you to somebody that I trust, who maybe could give you further direction. But also I want to make sure that you're looking into your laws, which you probably already have. That's why you're here and you're saying, oh no, we're stuck. So, but I don't I don't want to minimize the issues that you're having. So if speech therapy is necessary, I really want to figure out a way to get that speech therapy. So
Angela says, do you like the one-room schoolhouse model? Our city just got one. Seems like a co-op we love.
Yeah, I love the one-room schoolhouse model. I think it's great. I think that's how education was done up until about 150 years ago when they started to industrialize education. Age segregation is something that is new to education. I go over this in my book in chapter 3. I go over what happened, like what happened in Prussia. Why did people love it? Germany adopted it, and Germany, I don't want to be banned from my live, but Germany adopted this. We had people go over there say, oh my goodness, this is amazing. We're able to control children's thought. So grab my book, Homeschool Rising. And if you want to know the history, because I think it would give you peace about the one-room schoolhouse and how that's wonderful. And mixing ages is great. And it's not going to compromise anyone's education to do that. So that's exciting. I'm glad you have something like that you love.
Alan McGuire asks, how many hours would you say a child in 5th grade should spend homeschooling?
Okay, so I have in my book, Homeschool Rising, I have a chart. And that chart tells you, like, for what grade on average, how many hours your kid should spend. I also have that chart in my free, it's behind me, my free How to Homeschool guide. That chart is in there. So the reason why I can't say, I wish I could, I actually would, because I hate when people skirt around answers. Like, I hate that. I wish I could tell you, like, 2 hours and you're done. It actually depends on the style of homeschooler you are. It truly does. So there's a window. And then, like, if you're on the more classical side or the traditional side, we're covering quite a bit, and your kid is in Latin and informal logic and all of that. It's going to be more. It's going to be more hours than, say, an unschooler. So it really depends. But what I can tell you is, even in the more rigorous styles of homeschooling, it certainly isn't 7 hours a day by any means. So, and if you are homeschooling and you're working that many hours a day, I would love to work with you and revisit that, because I don't think that's healthy for kids. I don't think that's giving them what they need. It's not giving them enough free time, contemplative time, self-reflection time, free play, outside time. So that's vital for childhoods. We know this. The studies are showing this. So we don't want our kids working 7 hours a day in front of a computer clicking on some homeschool program. Like, please join Thrive Homeschool Community so we can teach you how to do it differently if you're doing that.
Kel, I absolutely love your account. Thank you for all you do. Your podcast is 10 out of 10 also. Oh my goodness, who's saying that? And are you in Thrive? So you're already... Kel.
Who is Kel? Are you in Thrive? Are you just being sweet because you... Okay, so you know what someone did today? And this was somewhat like a professional person, was going through my comment section, and they emailed me and said, Christy, the community that you have is unbelievable. And I actually started to tear up, because I have Thrive Homeschool Community where I feel known and I feel like I know people. Like, that's where we are, like, that's like true belonging in there. But the fact that someone was able to observe the comment section of my videos on both TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and say that same thing, like, that really... It spoke to my heart, because I don't want to be one of these content creators that is just like one-sided, where I'm creating just curated content to try. One, I don't want to sell you stuff. I don't want to portray homeschooling in a certain way or portray my family in a certain way. I just want to speak to your hearts. I just want to tell you that you can do this. You truly can do this. The only qualification you need is to be a caring parent. if you are a caring parent, the sky is your limit, right? Should everyone homeschool? No. If you are a narcissist on here and you want to homeschool, like, please don't. I don't want you to homeschool. Your kids are better off in the system. But that's not the case, and that's not what the studies show. The studies show that most homeschoolers are mindful and caring and loving, and they want something better. They want something better for their kids, which is what I want to. And so to me today, that was just such a high compliment that meant so much to my heart, was when someone saw my comment section and felt the community, felt what we are on Christy-Faith's page, you know? It was great. Yes.
Kel's not in Thrive, but she's trying to figure it out. And Heather follows up with, your book is #1 in parent participation.
What?
And has a top new release tag on Amazon.
Wait, right now?
Yeah.
No way! Oh, that's awesome! Who said that?
That was Heather S.
Okay, because I checked earlier today and it wasn't, so that must be new.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Heather, thanks for... It's so funny. I have a friend who's also an author. She's written way more books than me. And she sends me screenshots. Like, she tracks it better than I can. And that is so sweet that I have, like, even friends, like, even friends in the homeschool space who are also homeschool authors that are we're just on each other's team. We just love each other and want to support each other. And you know, not everyone is that way. A lot of times in industries, people compete or view other people as competition. And I've never viewed that. I think that, do you want me to ramble? I think that part of the reason is because Scott and I, we started our learning center in like the heart of West LA. So like where there was competition on every street corner. So we just learned that there isn't what each of us has to offer is just so different and special that people are attracted to you that are supposed to come to you, right? So like Thrive Homeschool Community, I created it because what I was able to give people in my consultations, which were just really high priced, I needed to be able to find a way to replicate that transformation that women were experiencing and families were experiencing. Lots of consultations with couples, dads only, moms only, all of that. That transformation, I needed to be able to make that affordable because that is my passion. This is literally why I wake up in the morning, is like, besides being a wife and a mother, it is encouraging you guys and telling you that you can, you are enough. The resources out there are phenomenal. Yes, does it take some coaching to figure out how to tweak this and make it really work and jive for your family? Totally. Yeah, it does. Do you need community? Do you need community that is where you truly feel a sense of belonging? We all do. In fact, I was talking to a friend today. I'm going to be on her podcast, I think, this weekend. Are you, Sarah Collins? Are you here? Are you here? If you're here, let me know, Sarah. But I think we're going to go on her podcast on Saturday. It won't air till later, but we're going to film it on Saturday and we're going to talk all about community. And something that I wanted to tell her and share on her podcast, because sometimes we talk ahead of time about what we want to talk about on podcasts, is this piece of, I have been in a bad position in my life where my entire friend group was wrapped up in my kids' friends. So like what happened is when I had to leave a homeschool community, who do you have? So I am huge on, be friends with the moms of your friends' kids, but you know, kids have drama. There's stuff that happens and there's, you know, it can get icky. And I am a huge believer in like leveraging friendships. So one thing that I love about Thrive Homeschool Community is that our kids aren't friends with each other. I mean, I think that can happen. There's been meetups and stuff, but generally speaking, like we're not all in a co-op where we're intermingling our kids' friendships with our friendships, because my heart is to mom. My heart is to mom, to feed and nurture you and to equip you to know that you are not messing this up. Could you? Yeah, you can. There's a couple things you can do that could not be good, but I make sure everyone in Thrive is not doing those things. That you don't need to be overwhelmed. there are great curricula options out there that can fit you, and you can find belonging. So yeah. Tomorrow night we have an amazing guest speaker at a workshop, Inga Masek. I'm so excited for. Don't you guys love the title of her workshop? It's Mama Said There'd Be Days Like This. Inga, are you on tonight's live? Okay.
Jan from Louisiana.
Hi, Jan.
As in Roger and Jan. She couldn't find the style finder on the website.
Jan, are you here? Everyone say hi to Jan. Jan, I meant to text you today because I need to find, you told me to look at the parenting thing on Facebook, but I need a link. Can you send me a link? Because Jan she is a homeschool mentor and speaker specifically in the parenting space. Her and her husband have written a book, and they talk about parenting, which they're coming on the podcast. I'm so excited that you're here tonight. But Jan, I need that link. Yes.
Treya says, I love Thrive so much.
Oh, Treya.
Office hours and book club meetings are the highlights of my month.
Treya, awesome. Treya.
The workshops are also amazing.
Okay. One, Treya, I love you so much. Like, okay, here's the thing about people like Treya and Massey and Brittany and all these other ladies. The ladies who show up and come to the office hours, like, I feel like we're besties. Like, we truly just have this connection and this sense of belonging. And I agree with you. But Treya, okay, so maybe tomorrow or in the next office hours, I'll tell you, but I had like this epiphany because you know how like I'm really struggling with reading fiction and I really want to read fiction, but I'm like obsessed. I'm literally reading, I think have bookmarks in 5 nonfiction books right now. I am obsessive with the nonfiction. I'm like starting to think that something's wrong. And I was telling Brittany yesterday, I was like, girl, Brittany, are you here tonight? I was like, I need fiction. You know, I don't want sleazy fiction. No. I don't want smut. But I need fiction that will grip me to my soul, that will like take me to new places in my imagination because I think my soul needs it. Like I'm longing for fiction. So if you guys don't know this, in Thrive Homeschool Community, which yes, it's a homeschool community where we mentor you, we have office hours, I have a parenting expert in there, we have mentors and everybody, but there's also a book club and we switch off fiction, nonfiction. And yeah, I want to be a part of it more.
Aaron says, I keep meaning to join the book club and Thrive.
Oh my goodness, Aaron. Yeah, you're already in Thrive? Yeah, just click the button and join the book club. And then there's a monthly meeting. I feel like people need to like push. I wonder if people are scared to push me and like put me in my place. And please don't. Like, you need to tell me what's what. Yes.
Priscilla says, you helped me make the decision to homeschool. Any advice on how to start meetups in my area?
Oh my goodness, Priscilla. Yes. Yay. I'm so glad you're homeschooling. Can we give her hugs and hearts? Okay, one, Priscilla, and I want to speak to you and I want to speak to other mamas on here. I don't want to breeze past the fact of what a brave choice it is to pull your kids out of the system or choose, if your kids are younger, to choose to not opt into the system and to give your kids a better education and a better life. I commend you. You are making a choice that complicates your life a lot. It really, really does. You're going to have naysayers. You might have friends and family members who don't agree, who are just still in the dark kind of regarding the research around homeschooling and all of that. So I just want to tell you, and I don't want to breeze past the fact that what you've done is brave. And you are not alone. You can absolutely do this. You have what it takes. So I want to speak into you. And then her question was what?
The question was, any advice on how to start meetups?
Yes, starting meetups. You know what the easiest way is? Okay, so some mamas think when they start homeschooling, they have to start these elaborate co-ops. Don't do that. You're new to homeschooling. Don't do it. Honestly, I would go into free Facebook groups and do park play dates. Try to find those ladies in your area who are also homeschooling. People will come out of the woodwork. I swear they will. They will come out of the woodwork and they will show up at your park play dates. And then you can get a feel. Right? Because like not everyone's your people, right? You can get a feel for those women that you connect with, and that grows. It can grow if you want it to grow, or it can stay as a park meetup if you want it to stay. But that is a great way to start. And then the other thing that I want to encourage you, if you are newer and you don't have community and maybe you're like, okay, well, there's nothing around me, maybe I should start something. Starting with those simple play dates, don't jump to a full-blown co-op where you're like organizing people, having to find teachers. Don't do that. Keep it very, very simple, right? Like, so for example, maybe it's once a month, an art project at your house where like 4 other families are invited or something like that. Keep it so simple at first, because these things grow and they blossom where they're supposed to. So I hope that helps you. Let me take a sip of lemon water.
Kel says, I signed up for Thrive officially.
Kel, yay! I'll DM you tomorrow morning, first thing. I'm so excited. And I want to know right away what you need. Tomorrow night, we have Inga Masek coming and teaching a workshop. I don't even want to use the word self-care because that would downplay what she's doing tomorrow. She's amazing. I cannot wait to share her workshop with you. By the way, all the workshops in Thrive are available on replay because we aren't always available. So all of them are available on replay. We have 4 office hours per month. We split them up by age. So we have office hours for moms of teens, office hours for the littles, like preschool through 2nd grade, office hours for the middle school, things like that. So, and you can come to all of them, like if you have kids in all of those categories. But we really, our heart and our mission is to pour into you and to help you have the confidence that you can do this. We help you make big homeschool decisions that are really, really scary. We are an unbiased source. Thrive doesn't have sponsorships and things like that. So we literally find out who you are, how your kids learn. If your kids have diagnoses, we get, I have read thousands of IEPs. I help with that. Sometimes I would say at least once a week, we're discovering that, okay, maybe we should meet with a reading specialist, for example, something like that. So I pour into you, Mama, but also it is vital to me that your kids are getting a fabulous education, that they are set up for success for their life, that they are given what they need now. And that's what we do in there. We make sure that's the case. We make sure that you are doing those beautiful things that are going to set your kids up for success. And we also make sure that you're being taken care of too, and that you have a sense of belonging and community that's not judgy, because we are all there, right? We all have those days where we just want to scream, don't we? Yes. Okay.
Monica says, I started watching your videos and your encouragement to take a step. I finally got them out and we're doing virtual school at home.
I love it.
Still technically public school,
yes.
But so much better than taking them to a building I didn't want.
Oh, I love that. And you know what? I commend you. Can we give her hearts? Can we double tap her? I commend you for that. And the way that you started is how you needed to start. And that's amazing. So if your heart is tugging at you at any point, you might be happy where you are. But if your heart is tugging at you to even go a little bit further, just consider this your personal invitation to join Thrive. I would love to see you there. If you ever do join, no pressure to join, but if you ever do, please remind me who you are and how you started and how you found me, so that it would ring a bell for me. And so I try to get in there every single day. My highest priority of the day is to answer all of my DMs in Thrive. It's the reason why my email queue, like my general, hello, Christy email queue is sometimes I get help with that inbox, but how many weeks behind is it right now? Is it caught up?
We're getting there.
The point is that Thrive trumps everything. So I am, by the end of every day, Thrive is always buttoned up, and my answers to you are not small. They are thorough back and forth conversations that occur with me, that occur with our mentors that occur in the threads. So anyway, it's a pretty special place. Okay. Yes, let's keep going.
Jan says, yes, speaking in the morning to a group of moms considering homeschooling.
Oh, you are, Jan? That's awesome. Are you doing it live or virtual?
Not sure.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Okay.
My teen was just...
Jan, put your... Can you put your link or something in this live so people see it? And actually, Jan, I saw, Jan, that you booked my podcast. I think you're coming in March. So I'm so excited for that.
She's over on YouTube.
Oh, you're on YouTube tonight. Okay. Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so...
Do you guys like my blazer? I was feeling like it's almost St. Patty's Day. You can't see that it's green. Anyway.
Oh, this is so cool. Monica says, my teen was just diagnosed ASD this year and went within weeks from almost all Fs to A's and B's.
With homeschooling?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys. Yeah. So on my socials, especially on my TikTok socials, I have a playlist that is titled Special Needs. I go into this in detail in my book as well. If you have a child who has special needs, the industry, I'm telling you, they are so backwards right now. Still, you will have pediatricians, psychologists, all sorts of people telling you, oh, your kid has ASD, oh, your kid has ADHD. They need to be in the system where there are professionals that are trained in these things to teach them. When literally, like, think about it for a second. Like, let's just stop and think about it. If your kid has autism spectrum disorder, is a large group of 30 loud kids the best learning environment for them? Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize, when you look at the back of an IEP, right? Many of you listening tonight, you can probably pull it out of your file cabinet right now, your kid's IEP. Look at the back of it. I have read thousands of IEPs. This is one of the things that led to my deconstruction, you guys. I would read the back of an IEP, and for years before I was even sold on homeschooling, I would say, oh, I just wish I could homeschool this kid, right? Extra time on tests, noise-canceling headphones, frequent breaks, you name it. Those classroom accommodations literally are describing homeschooling. Like, people don't realize that many of these accommodations are necessary because of the school system environment. So once you remove that distraction-filled classroom, all of a sudden you have the need for all those accommodations, many of them disappear. Now, there are exceptions to this. Are there kids who need speech therapy, occupational therapy, talk therapy, all sorts of things? Absolutely. Pharmaceuticals, absolutely. Never in a million years would I deny that. But in terms of the accommodations that occur in the classroom environment, like, when you homeschool, you can literally give your kid what they need. You can give them this peaceful learning environment, stress-free learning environment that they so long for, so they can be free to learn how they were wired to learn. And it doesn't mean that you're sacrificing social interactions either. There are so many options for homeschoolers, even homeschoolers who have autism. There are so many options for those precious children to socialize and to grow in their SEL skills. So anyway, I just want to encourage you guys tonight, if you have ever been told, no, you can't do that because your kid has a diagnosis, bull crap. You need to buy my book and literally physically, you know what? I will sign a freaking copy to give to that pediatrician who tells you that, because they are wrong and they are behind on the research and ill-informed. And quite frankly, I would use the term ignorant. So yes, was that Christy's soapbox? Absolutely. But it's a total hill that I die on. I go into this in my book, Homeschool Rising. So I encourage you to grab that book if you have been told that or are wondering that yourself. Please, 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 I want to encourage you that there could be a better life for you and your kids. Again, can everyone homeschool? No. Should everyone homeschool? No. But if you are able, and if you have a child who has special needs, it certainly should be a consideration. It really should be. Okay, let's keep going, because I can just talk forever on that.
Freedom Rider 90 says, hi, excited to see you on here.
Hello, Freedom Rider. Good to see you too.
Kayla.
Pouring water. Kayla. Is this my Kayla?
Oh, yeah.
Kayla.
Sabrina, I pulled my kids 3 years ago.
Wait, what did Kayla want?
She's saying hi.
Oh.
So, I pulled my kid 3 years ago. Joined Classical Conversations. Any math curriculums you recommend?
Yes. So in my link tree, I have a free download that gives you curriculum recommendations. So go and grab that right now. And it's good. It's like the most reputable homeschool curricula options by subject. So go ahead and grab that.
And Kendra said, I can tell she often recommends CTC.
Yes, I do recommend CTC. Not for every learner. They are not sponsoring tonight's live, although they can, because I love them. But CTC Math is a great program that, but keep in mind that I like to recommend programs based on each and every learner. So
Jan is going to be live, and she's excited.
Wait, when is Jan going to be live?
Tomorrow morning, talking to the moms.
Okay, Jan, can you send me a link?
I don't know if she's virtually live or in person.
Are you? Sure. Can she answer? Are you in person? Is she on YouTube right now?
She's on YouTube.
Jan, are you virtual or actually in person tomorrow? Like, could I come?
Cal thinks your blazer is amazing.
Who's Cal?
Cal, the one that just joined Thrive.
We're new best friends. So, okay, so, where is this from? I think it's from J. Crew. What does it say? Does that say J. Crew?
I don't know.
Okay.
Something?
So, wait, can we just have a moment with the blazer?
Okay, fine.
Okay. I can't tell if I wear this if I look like a leprechaun or if I look like chic businesswoman. But it's from J. Crew, and it has green in it, and it's really warm. So I just, I'm on the fence.
A leprechaun?
Did you just have like a connection of reality of what I might look like right now?
That's ridiculous. But
Babe, do you like the blazer?
I love it. Aaron says, let's give the blazer a moment.
Thank you! Thank you!
No leprechauns.
Okay.
Kendra is a fan.
Okay, and so I've done those classes where they tell you like what colors to wear and they tell you like what silhouettes to buy. And I'm supposed to wear, let's just not talk about homeschooling a second. Let's just talk about clothing, styling. I was told Instagram can't see. I was told to wear kind of like wider shoulders. Not like 80s shoulder pads, and to wear like stripes across the shoulders. So that's one of the reasons why I bought this. And, I wear it for consultations and when I have to do fancy stuff. So I kept it on. So yeah.
Jen, Purple Switch asks, something I've wondered about amid navigating reading dyslexia.
Yes.
Is how that translates to math.
Oh, well, you could have, there are quite a few disses, right? There's dyscalculia, dyslexia, dysgraphia. So it could, but it also couldn't. If you start to see reversals or struggling, then you and I can talk, because I know you're in Thrive. So you and I can talk about it and DM back and forth.
Sometimes word problems.
That is true as well. That's a good point, babe. You're so smart.
Huh.
Did you hear what he said? Sometimes you see it in word problems. Yeah. Especially if there's that reading piece.
Jan is tomorrow in person. Love your How to Homeschool guide.
Oh, Jan, thank you. Okay, so it's not something that we can tune into. Okay, but Jan, I still want that link. You said that there was some sort of a replay. So will you just DM me? We don't need to have like a public discussion about this, Jan. Although we can. But I think there's a replay that something is on Facebook from the conference you spoke at last weekend that I meant to email you today, but I felt like I've been emailing you too much, so I didn't. Because I don't want to monopolize your time. I overthink everything. Okay.
Okay.
But I'm glad you're here tonight, Jan, so you can see the hot mess of lives that we are. It's fun.
Yeah. Okay. What do you recommend to get my 5th grader writing? And I think that's writing stories, not handwriting.
Okay, yeah. So when people ask me about writing, the first thing that I come back with is, are you talking about composition or physically handwriting? So physically handwriting would be different advice, but there are some 5th graders that do struggle with physical handwriting, and so we have recommendations for that. I have a free download that is curriculum recommendations, and I have reputable writing programs in there that you can go to. Are you thirsty?
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So it really depends on your type of learner with that. But those will narrow it down for you, and then you can kind of look at it. And I want to have a moment I want to talk about curriculum in general for a moment, because this is the time of year where people are like, Christy, what do I buy? Just tell me what to buy. Tell me what you do, because that's just what I'll buy. And here's the thing, is that I have a whole workshop on this in my 8-step homeschool framework, which puts curriculum in its proper place. The most important thing in your homeschool is you. Most curriculum on the market will do a fabulous job. Fantastic job, okay job. Most of it will. It really, really will. So it's less about finding the perfect fit or the right fit. It's more about you, your family, lifestyle, how you pour into your kids, the relationship with your kids, because you can make so many curricula options work really well for you. Are there times where it's like, okay, no, I need a change? Absolutely, absolutely. But I do just strongly feel, and this is why I love it when ladies in my, that go through the 8-step framework get to the what curriculum do I buy workshop, because it puts it in its proper place, which is not the number one, right? So we got to remember that homeschooling is about the cultivation of a human being. We are choosing to redefine what an education is for our kids. We have wised up to that an education really isn't what the public schools and most private schools provide. That is regurgitation of information, memorization of facts with no meaning, competition, grappling for grades, age segregation. If all of these things are like new to you, grab my book. It's called Homeschool Rising. I talk about all this stuff. And we are saying we want something different, and we want something better for our family. And we already know, it's like the school system is so behind on this. We already know that what is required for success in life has very little to do with the information that you know. It has more to do with soft skills, with grit, with character, with communication skills, all those beautiful soft skills. And if we prepare our kids in such a way that they are able to learn whatever they need to learn to pursue what they want to pursue in their life and in their passions, then we've done a great job. So what that means, though, is getting off the train. I talk about it as a train in my book. We are getting off. Like, bye, see you later. You guys can do what you're going to do, and I'm going to do this. Now, does this mean that we're abandoning academics? No. In fact, I am a huge advocacy for not only literacy, but early literacy. Like, early literacy, early intervention for literacy, math skills, yes, all of that. But at the same time, a lot of other stuff doesn't matter, because I am more interested in teaching my kids how to think and not what to think. And that is the opportunity that homeschooling provides. And that is preparing the future leaders of our country later on. Truly. So Scott keeps his hand up. Yes?
Kimberly Baker says, I'm a few chapters into your book, and it has reaffirmed my decision.
Oh, Kim.
I was starting to doubt myself.
Kim, you were? You're in Thrive. Why didn't you DM me? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. That's awesome. If you're curious about Thrive Homeschool Community, you can click the button in my bio, and it explains everything that we're doing in there. Scott needs to tell me something. Yes. Yes. No. Okay. So, I know. Yes, people are asking me, oh my goodness, look at this. Okay, tomorrow in person. I'm getting the feed. What is this feed that I'm seeing, Scott? Am I seeing the YouTube feed here? That's awesome.
I don't know.
Usually I don't see the comments. I can't see the TikTok comments.
Oh, yeah.
But are people in here asking me about speaking?
No.
Okay.
Just going.
Okay, awesome. Kim, oh my goodness.
Oh, she says, I've been bad about Thrive activities with the new baby.
That's right, the new baby. Kim. Ah! Okay. Yes.
Courtney.
I know. The new baby, Kim.
Courtney says, can I get your book on Amazon?
Courtney who?
Courtney Alexander.
Do I know you? Of course you can get. Yeah. My book is on Amazon. In fact, that's where you can get it. Yes. And those pre-orders, you guys. So this is new to me. This is what I've learned because this is my first book.
Oh, she's a Thriver.
Oh, she is?
Mm-hmm.
Kim is.
Courtney Alexander.
Oh, Courtney is too?
I think so.
Courtney, are you on the launch team?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So, yes, grab it on Amazon. If you guys were going to buy my book anyway, like I'm not going to sit here and try to sell my book. If you were going to buy my book anyway, can you just buy it a couple weeks earlier? Because it talks to the algorithm, and all of the booksellers look to the Amazon statistics to see and predict how a book will do. So if we want this book on the shelves of Barnes & Noble and booksellers and libraries and all of that, they look to the Amazon stats. And if we want it to rank well on Amazon, all those pre-sales are what does all that. I did not know. I know now, being a first-time author, but I didn't know that. So if you were going to buy my book anyway, just if you want to give me a little bit of love and just buy it tonight, pre-order it, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, pre-order it because she says it won't be available till
March 12th. Yes, I know. So here's the thing. I used to listen to people on podcasts, and they would do like their podcast talking, and they would say like, yeah, you can buy my book on pre-order. And I would literally be listening to the podcast thinking, why would I order it on pre-order? I'll just wait till it comes out, and then I'll get it in 3 days on Amazon. Now I understand. And so I don't know why authors didn't explain it, or maybe that was, podcasts are edited, so maybe those parts were cut out. But it's not cut out here. I'm going to blatantly tell you, it really, really does help the book if you pre-order it. Yes, okay.
Cal says, I've been recommending the book to everyone.
Oh.
She's the new Thriver.
Oh, you are? Awesome!
I'm curious if I should buy our local library one.
Oh, you're so sweet!
Astoundingly, Ashley says, Homeschool Rising is amazing. Get it stat. I finished it already. 2 days and bam, through and loved it.
I want to cry.
Erin says, I'm on chapter 3, and I'm a slow reader and mainly do audiobooks.
Oh.
How are they getting access to it now?
They are, so the people who are able to read it now are on my launch team. So you can join my launch team if you want. And you can go to my link tree to understand what launch team means. But basically, we are it's an agreement where we will give you a copy early if you agree to put an honest review on Amazon, not a fake review. If you don't like the book, just refrain from a review, but an honest review on Amazon. And we're also giving you tons of freebies. Like I'm giving you a $39 free seminar, a video seminar on socialization. I'm giving you a signed book plate. That's how we do. Book plates are how you do basically a signed copy of a book when you buy it on Amazon. What it is it's basically a sticker that I sign and I snail mail to you, and then you're able to stick that book plate in your book. So then you have like a signed copy of the book. That's what that means. So I would love for you guys to be on and then get some inside scoop. In fact, this week I'm filming a video for just the launch team and we're going to send it out to everybody in an email, but we're capping the launch team at 200 people. Once we hit 200 people, we're closing it off. So if you would like to be a part of that, it would be so fun. It would be great. And then we're also raffling off an annual membership to Thrive Homeschool Community, which is a lot of money, free. And we're raffling that off for anybody who wants to be on the launch team. So there's lots of really great freebies and gifts and really the only exchange is we're going to give you an early copy of the book, a proof copy. It's digital. And then you're agreeing to write an honest review of the book and put it on Amazon, like basically the first week that it's up, that March 12th week. And we'll tell you what week to put it on. Like we'll tell you what day, because we don't want them all on the same day. We want to scatter the days that they go on.
Kayla and Sabrina are asking about audiobooks.
So far the pre-sales have been successful and I got picked up by an audio partner. So it will be on audio, yes, but not for, I think it's like 6 to 8 weeks, 2 months after the book is released. So not right away, but it is going to audio, yeah. And no, I'm not reading it. I tried, but they're not letting me.
Aaron says,
I don't want my publisher watching this live tonight.
Aaron says, do we want to talk about whining kids tonight, or do we want to do that in Thrive?
I would love to talk about whining kids. There was a comment today. I commented on the thread in Thrive about kids whining and complaining. And although I would love to talk about it tonight on the live, I think getting more intimate with it in Thrive Homeschool Community would be better if you can wait or you can DM me.
Erin said it was me. I think she started.
Oh, it was you? Erin, let's DM tomorrow. I think you're having a bad week. I get it. We have all been there. Give hearts if you've had seasons where your kids just seem to be complaining about homeschooling or not motivated. My next workshop that I'm teaching in Thrive is on motivation, and I'm really excited about it. It's one of the things that we really set our center apart when we had our center. We were able to motivate kids. We had some secrets, some tricks up our sleeve that worked. And so I'm going to be going over what those are, but I'll share them early to you. So tomorrow tomorrow at 1, we have the Thrive team leader meeting, and then 7 p.m. is the workshop, but next week are the office hours, and we can dive deep. I'll just write a note. We'll take a deep dive into whining and complaining and the mindset, right? Because do you fall into that ever? I do, where I start complaining and grumbling to myself, to my husband, and just changing that mindset to a mindset of thankfulness. It's like, oh yeah, but it's not easy to do that per se. So I get it. Yeah.
Kendra says, when is that workshop?
Tomorrow night.
Oh, it's tomorrow night?
Oh, the motivation?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so January. I think it's April, Kendra. Because you know who we have for March. Oh, well, I'll keep it a secret. But it's people ever since, anyway. Yeah, March is a good one.
Are you planning on doing a workshop on cutting screen time? Asked Kimberly.
Kim Baker? Or is it
Kimberly
different?
Baker, yeah.
Oh. That has not been on my radar. At all.
In fact, our kids are on it right now.
Kimberly, you're asking the wrong people. Did you hear Scott? Well, how do you think Scott and I are on this live right now? He's on a screen. I'm on how many? 1, 2, 3 screens. Each of our 4 children are on a screen. No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. We are all on screen. The kids are on screens. That's how I'm able to do the nighttime lives, which we should wrap this up in a second here. But we do limit screen time. We do. It's, when mommy goes live, it's like an exciting thing because the kids get their screens. And I do think screens need to be cut, but I also have a different perspective on screens. And I think that they need to be like video games and stuff. I think that there is value. There is value to those things as well. So I am not of the school of like screen is evil. Never let your kids watch it. So I feel like, you know what, Kim? I think I should find it'd be cool to find an expert and at least have them on the podcast, him or her, to talk about the screens. That'd be really cool.
Courtney just requested to join the launch team.
Courtney. I'm so excited. Thanks for joining the launch team. Woohoo! Awesome. So you guys, I have lots of free stuff, like good, not lame. Okay, so what annoys me is when these people on social media, they're like, get my freebie, and it's a stupid journal prompt. Like, no, I hate that. In fact, I feel manipulated when that happens to me. So if you go to my bio, you will see I have a 26-page how to homeschool guide. 26 pages. It's basically an ebook. I have curriculum recommendations. I have a 5-minute free homeschool style finder that is unbiased. It is not published by a curriculum company. It is published by me. So you're not going to come out whatever I'm selling to you. That's not what happens. It's totally unbiased. What else do we have? We have some book recommendations in there of like, if you're curious, like what I love to read out loud to my kids. That's in there. So grab those freebies, you guys. Also, we do something really cool every Thursday. We call them gift emails. So if you don't want any of my freebies, but you could really use just a hug and wisdom and insight once a week, join my email list because I give a gift email, and gift, it's an acronym, GIFT. Can I spell? Is she an author?
No, you got
gift.
You nailed gift.
GIF. GIFT. And it gives you a great quote, an insight, and it's all really meant to encourage you and to keep you going on this homeschool journey and to stimulate you intellectually. If you were like me, where, when I had a bunch of small kids and couldn't talk about intellectual things, it was hard for me. And I like to think about big ideas. And if that is you, then you are like me. And so sign up for those gift emails. It's just signing up on my email list, basically. And that's something that I'm really proud of that we give you every single week. So there's lots of stuff. And then also, if you are a mama, don't leave. If you are a mama who is worried about messing this up, maybe you want to homeschool and you're scared to do it for all sorts of reasons, socialization, what curriculum do I buy, overwhelm. If you've been homeschooling a decade, a long time, and you're like, this is not working, this isn't the life I wanted, this isn't what I thought it would be. If you are in a state of overwhelm, or if you're just exhausted, you feel like the days are too long and they're not enjoyable, I want to encourage you to look at Thrive Homeschool Community. You are the reason why I created it, because I want you to live a happy, peaceful, joyful life where you're giving your kids everything they need now and adequately, more than adequately, preparing them for their future, with the layer of mama being happy too. So we have the 8-step homeschool success framework in Thrive Homeschool Community that gets you there. You can DM with me. And Hold on one second. It's making me, that's so weird. Hold on, you guys. Verification. Okay. TikTok made me verify my live, and they've never done that to me. Okay. So I can't see the comments if people are talking about Thrive in the comments.
Allie said, I feel like I need to choose work or homeschool. I'm currently doing both.
Yeah. There's a lot of mamas in Thrive, me included, and we work full time in homeschool. And there's ways that we can do it. So I want to help you with that and encourage you. A lot of us moms in Thrive also work. A lot don't, but a lot of us do. The landscape of the homeschool family has changed tremendously over the years. So
Erin says there's no possible way to regret Thrive.
Oh, you are so sweet, Erin. Thank you. Yeah, there's part of it that's hard to explain, right? Like what we're doing in there. It's just not. It's not what other people are doing. Yeah, and it took me a while to figure out what I was supposed to be doing, why I was getting all those viral videos and all those followers. It took me a minute to figure out what my calling, I mean, if you're comfortable with that word, I am. It took me a while to figure out what the calling was, and when I figured it out, it was like, yes. So it's Thrive. And all the other things that I do are to feed into Thrive, right? So like, if you are a homeschool mama who could use community, who really feels like she doesn't have anywhere to belong, she feels like she needs to be seen and heard and understood, Thrive is probably a really great place for you, but no pressure. So with that, I think we'll conclude if there aren't any more questions about me and the blazer. Are we good?
Yeah.
Do we love everybody?
Melissa, Thrive is fabulous.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to get off the live and cry. So, Thrive leaders, see you tomorrow at 1 for our Zoom. See you at 7 p.m. Mountain for our workshop tomorrow night. And I cannot wait to see you guys. I may or may not be wearing this blazer. Time will tell. I love you guys so much.